Alright, welcome everybody to my first HTML tutorial. Now in this tutorial I'll just be showing you how to set up your HTML document, and I'll be going over some of the fundamentals of HTML. So before I start, I would just like to say that some of the stuff that you're going to be seeing here is going to be what I'm talking about in my membership site, and now I'll leave a link to it in the description, but basically I do have a membership site where I will be teaching all the stuff that I'm teaching on my public Facebook page, but a lot more in depth, and I'll be going over a lot more strategies that you can do. But I will also be posting a lot of stuff from my membership page in my public Facebook page, just to give you guys some more free content. And I'll also be posting a lot of this stuff on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in learning more about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and web design or development, make sure you go ahead and check out my channel. It's gonna be one of the first links in the description of this post. And all right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the text editor that I'm using right now is jsspin.com. It's a public open source text editor. Now, if you're just messing around with HTML and you're not actually going ahead and creating a project, I would recommend using this. But if you're actually serious about learning HTML and you are looking to make some websites, I would recommend investing in a text editor. Now, the text editor I recommend for Windows users is called Notab. It's going to be one of the first few links in the description of this post. But Notab is just a text editor that has a lot of features. I use it all the time. The reason I'm not using it is because, well, it's actually for two reasons. Right now I'm on my Mac, so I can't use it. But I'm also using JSPin because I'm not creating an actual project. I'm just messing around with some of the basics of HTML. But if I am creating a project, I always use Notab. I highly recommend it. It's one of the first few links in the description. Go check it out there. I'll also leave a text editor that I use for Mac if you are a Mac user, and I'll also leave a link to JSPin, so you guys can go ahead and check out everything I'm referencing in the description of the post. Alright, so now that we got all that stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and actually talk about how you can set up the HTML document. What I recommend doing is starting off with a doc type HTML declaration at the very beginning. Now, a lot of websites won't give you an error if you don't put this, but it's good practice because honestly, it's just one line of code. It's not really hard to do, and every HTML document that you create technically requires it. So what it is, it's a less than sign followed by an exclamation point with doc type HTML followed by a greater than sign, and then what this is going to do is it's just going to tell the web browser that this is going to be an HTML document. And below this, you're going to want to put HTML tags, and you're going to do that by doing less than sign followed by HTML followed by a greater than sign. And then you're going to want to skip a couple lines, and you're going to want to put a less than sign followed by backslash HTML, and you're going to want to go ahead and add a greater than sign at the end. And what this is it's going to be basically telling the web browser that everything in between these two tags is going to be related to HTML. Alright, so below the HTML tags, or below the first HTML tag, you're going to want to add a head tag. And what a head tag is it's just going to be a place where you store all the declarations that your HTML document is going to have. So you're going to put stuff like specifying the character set in here, and you're going to put the title of your document. So the way that you would specify your character set is you would go less than sign followed by meta, and then you would add a char set attribute, and I'll go over elements and attributes in the next video, as well as some other stuff, but right now you're just going to want to put meta space char set, and then you're going to want to put equals and then in quotes UTF-8. Alright, and then at the end you're going to want to put a greater than sign. So what this is saying is it's saying that this HTML document is going to use a character set of UTF-8. So what this means is that it basically is going to read all of the modern day characters, and it's going to support all of the characters that are in use. You don't need to worry too much about it, but every HTML document that you create should have this line of code in the head tags. Alright, so below this you're going to want to put a title tag like so. And in these two title tags, or in between these two title tags, you're going to want to put the title of whatever document that you're creating. And since I'm just making a tutorial document, I'll just title it tutorial. You don't need to worry too much about it, but it's a good thing to have in your head tags. Alright, so below your last head tag, the one with the backslash, you're going to want to go ahead and add a body tag. And if I'm going a little bit too fast, it's okay, don't worry. I'm going to review all this stuff at the very end of the video. But anyways, as I was saying, you're going to want to add a body tag like this, and then you're going to want to go ahead and add a closing body tag like so. So in the next tutorial, when I talk about characters and attributes and how to actually go ahead and add text and whatnot, all of that stuff is going to go in between these two body tags. But for now, this is the essential setup of your HTML document. This is how every HTML document you create should look like. Now let me just walk you through the steps again. So the first thing is to go ahead and add a doctype HTML declaration. And you're just going to want to do this by adding a less than sign followed by exclamation point, and then doctype space HTML, and then you're going to want to go ahead and add a greater than sign. And then below this, you're going to want to add two HTML tags like so. One is an opening tag and one is a closing tag. And the difference between an opening tag is that an opening tag doesn't have a backslash and a closing tag does. So next, below the first closing or the first opening HTML tag, you're going to want to add a head tag like so. And then after you close it down here, in between the tags, you're going to want to put meta charset equals UTF-8. And then below that, you're going to want to put the title for your document. Now again, the char set is just the character set that the HTML document is going to use. And the title tags are going to specify what the title of the document is actually going to be. Alright, so below your last head tag that you add, you're going to want to add a body tag. And this is where all your paragraphs and headings are going to go. And I'll be going over how to do that in the next video. But for now, just make sure that you follow my YouTube channel and that you stay tuned to my Facebook page, because I'll be posting a lot more content like this all the time. So thanks guys for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next tutorial.